So I'm as red, white, and blue as they come. I've always taken great pride in my country, great pride in my flag. You know, this is where I was born, this is where I was raised, right here in the good old USA. And it seems that we the people only applies to the upper echelon of society, those with all the wealth and those with all of the power. That is the class that seems to be the only people that we happen to be talking about. If somebody in the lower bottom rung screws up on their taxes, they go to jail. When some rich billionaire screws over everybody with taxes, nothing. They can get behind millions of dollars and yet they're out there running free. But if a lower income person screws up on their taxes, they get thrown in the slammer pretty quickly. They get threatened by the IRS, the wage garnishments come in, they seize their property. But if it's some rich CEO, that rarely happens. Some young adult gets popped with a little bit of weed in their pocket, off to jail they go. No questions asked, do not pass go. But yet these billionaires are so far above the law. They get away with everything. They crash entire economies and they get deemed as too big to fail. And in fact, they get even more money. They get rewarded for this terrible behavior. They make risky loans, they do all of these things, they take all of our money, they lose all of our money, and then they come back to the taxpayer for bailout, so they get even more of our money. The rules don't apply to them. We the people for who? Because from what I can tell, it is only applying to the rich and to the upper class. Where is the justice for the lower income people, for the middle class America? Where is the justice for the rest of us? There's so many stories out there of young high school kids getting arrested for the most terrible crimes, but then they get off when they go in front of the judge because their parents happen to be in that upper tier market. But yet we say liberty and justice for all. But that only applies to a small select few, it seems. We have departments in this country where they're untouchable. Qualified immunity, where police officers can abuse and full-fledged commit murder, but yet they can't be prosecuted, or they won't be prosecuted. And then you have presidents who can commit 34 felonies and never have to worry about any type of jail time. And what makes it even worse for these politicians when they can get in trouble, these presidents, they get pardons. The president can pardon whoever they want, and they're always pardoning their buddies. Donald Trump pardoned a bunch of his friends that got arrested for the January 6th stuff. Joe Biden pardons his son. It just goes on and on. There's really not justice for all. There's justice for a few, and those few are decided by how much money sits in your bank account. It's also decided by your family name. Are you one of the elites? These parasites at the top, because that's what they are. They are not the elite group. They are parasites. They are a scourge in this country. They have taken over and dominated every aspect of our everyday life. From price gouging at your grocery stores, to underpaying you as workers, to buying off our politicians, to pay them off so that they can do whatever the hell they want that benefits their company. They can pollute our planet to no end. They want to get rid of the EPA. Everything that benefits middle-class America and low-income America is thrown to the wayside so that the rich 1%ers have a big open highway to do whatever the hell they want to do. We need change in this country, dramatic change. They get on TV and they sell us that no one's above the law, but it's just to make us feel good. But the evidence is in plain sight that there are two classes of people and two sets of rules that everybody must play by. It's not equal playing ground, no matter how many times they get on TV and tell you it. You know it, I know it, we all know it. 34 felonies and no jail time coming his way. Had that been any one of us in low-income, middle-income America, you're going to prison. Even if it's your first offense, with no prior record, you are still going to prison for 34 felonies. Look at the Matt Gaetz fiasco, paying off women, providing them illegal substances, underage women, and yet nothing. Now he's got his big fancy new position as a news host. They get rewarded for their terrible behavior, while the rest of us get thrown into prisons. We have our lives and our careers ruined from having a criminal record. These people, these parasites, they get promoted. They get even more money. They get even new, fancier positions and new, fancier job titles, and they move on, and it hasn't affected their lives one bit. We the people, what does that mean? Because anymore, I truly believe that the only people that they consider to be actual people are the rich.